It has been 3 days since the news came down that Donald Trump was elected president of the United States for the second time. After the first time, I felt hurt by the knowledge that Christians were one of the major groups that helped him get into office. I accepted it. I didn't vote for him, but I also understood that maybe I was wrong about him and some good could come of it. His tax plan, his getting 3 justices installed in the Supreme Court, which he even admitted allowed for the overturning of Roe v. Wade, and in the process removing medical privacy and my wife and daughter's ability to make their own decisions with their own body, all because Christians have decided that their right to use their religious beliefs to tell my wife, my daughter what to do. And finally, his horrendous response to the COVID pandemic cemented in me that I was wrong and that he doesn't care about all people, just some. This time around, I feel even more appalled, not because I don't believe in America's right to vote however they choose, but because over the last 8 years, Donald Trump has proven to be everything that I, as a Christian, have been taught to be against over the last 45 years. We aren't talking all sinners kind of bad. This is a get out of my house kind of bad. I've seen Christian leaders praise the virtues of this man, one who at a family leadership summit in 2016 said that he has never done anything that he has had to ask forgiveness for. The fundamental tenet of what it means to be a Christian is something that he doesn't see a need for in himself, and yet he's looked upon as a bastion of our religion by many. He who has cheated on all 3 of his wives, been found liable of sexual assault, and is even on tape talking about doing that very thing to women. This man who lied 34,000 times while during his first term, through his action and inaction caused loss of life and injury on January 6, 2021. This man is still praised and adored. He is still trusted implicitly, so much so that many, if not a majority of Christians in America voted for him to be president. That made me realize something. Those stories that I was taught, the parable of the Good Samaritan, Zacchaeus, the woman at the well, the fruits of the Spirit, and so much more regarding what it means to live as a Christian in this world, those ideals have no basis in the worldview desired by the Christians who supported Trump and his party. The very foundation of my belief in the church and Christianity is at stake here, not due to my lack of belief in Jesus or God, but the reality that if white evangelicals would so willingly ignore all the blatantly wrong that is Donald Trump, so willingly ignore the lives that are going to be lost or in danger because of laws passed by him and other so-called Christians in government, maybe the God I have worshipped my whole life doesn't really exist. Many in the church like to say you learn about who God is through the Bible. I disagree. You learn who God is by watching how the people who worship him live out their faith. Christians chose money over power, human law over his creation, a book over those we are taught to love and care for in that same book. Now, I'm not telling you or anyone else that you should or shouldn't believe in God. What I'm saying is, if after all this you choose to leave your faith, I understand. Not because I agree with you, but because Christianity has given you no reason to want to continue to believe, and every reason to want to run away and never listen to a word we say again. If we who still believe, that didn't vote for, didn't support Donald Trump, want any chance of being trusted, respected, believed, or hell, just listened to at all, we need to do the work from within. Our very foundation is cracking. The walls have been patched so many times that there isn't enough spackle in the world to hide the problems. There are buckets all over the floor to catch the rain coming through the leaky roof. This doesn't make me feel good to say this. In fact, as I'm speaking right now, I feel nauseous. I'm talking about a faith that I have had for my entire life. Church and many in it helped me get through some of the most difficult times I have ever had, and I know I would not be where I am now if it weren't for God putting them in my life. I know what I'm asking, what I'm suggesting. I also know that this might be the most frightening thing that any Christian could do. Speak out against those in our community. Speak up for those hurt by the same community with the knowledge that you could very well be removed from it. The way was not meant to be one of ease and comfort. It was meant to be one where every step was through love and faith in the God who sent his Son down to earth to die on the cross for us. Not because we deserved it, but because he loved us so much that it didn't matter to him whether we deserved it or not. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love others as you want to be loved.